Alrighty, guys. We're going to get started with our session today. We are focusing on lead management and the workflow that goes with that. My name is Taylor. I'm one of the trainers here, and I'm also joined by Amanda, Will, and Anna, our full PM training team. And they are here in the chat to help you guys if you've got any questions at all. So please use the chat to ask any questions, join in, or you can use the Q&A box as well, and they're happy to help you there. A little tip as well, as another reason why we use the chat is because Amanda, Will, and Anna are going to be putting in some knowledge-based articles there to help you along with our training today. They will have videos and how-to steps based on the topics that we're talking about as well. So look out for those too. All right, let's get started. What we're going to go through today, guys, is a few different topics. We're going to go through our dashboard and the basic navigation that goes with that. We're also going to go through how to manage and communicate with our leads. We're going to look at adding and managing our appraisals. And finally, we're going to go through our contact sessions as well. It is a jam-packed session. As I said before, if you've got any questions, we are here to help you. So please pop it in the chat and we can go through it with you. All right. So without further ado, what I'm going to start with, guys, is a poll. Our poll is going to be launched now. It's going to ask a few questions. One question, sorry, and a few answers that you can choose from, sorry. So how often do you manage your leads in Lettings BDM? Is it daily, every now and then, or maybe you've never used it and that's why you're here today? So it's really great. I'm going to leave that on for a couple more seconds. Thank you so much. I can see all of the replies coming through. This is how we can better understand where you guys are at and help you along in the future. All right. Thank you so much, guys. I'm going to end that poll. And finish that one off. Okay, so I'm going to jump out of my slideshow here. Oh, and jump into our demonstration today. We're going to start with our dashboard, guys. Starting with Lettings BDM, dashboard, and dashboard is how we access it. Now, everyone in the team should be able to access a dashboard, and it's really great to understand where our leads are at and where we can go forward for our day in terms of, prospecting and following up on that lead workflow. Starting from the top, I can filter my dashboard to my whole office numbers, or I can just filter to myself. Sometimes in BDM, we just want to look at our own numbers. It keeps us motivated and understand where we can follow through with our targets. We can see our date period, so change around what numbers we want to see. And we can customize the tiles that are in front of us. Sometimes we don't really need to see absolutely everything. We're happy to just, fine tune our tiles here, and you can just untick or change around the order if you need to by dragging. Always click on save and we'll be able to see exactly what we want to see. Starting with our action numbers, here is where we can see our new leads to be actioned, leads due to follow up, and our appraisal feedbacks that need to be completed. We can also see our results, so looking at our appraisals that are being conducted and maybe our appraisals that are currently scheduled, appraisals that are completed and they're going to proceed, properties listed, and our managements that are secured. At the bottom, we can see where we're getting our leads from. A really great indication to see what's working, what needs to be worked on, and we can see who our top referrers are. Top referrers might be our salespeople. It might be our brokers or our builders who refer our business to gain management. So we can see who our top referrers are in here as well. On the right-hand side, we have our follow-up, our contact session numbers, our total contact numbers, pipeline, financials, and our conversion rates. Again, a great way to figure out exactly where our numbers are at the moment or in the date period that we've selected. If you are looking to get more use out of our dashboard numbers on the right-hand side, I would recommend in going into your settings, lettings BDM, and jumping into these items here to be able to curate those. You can put in your targets for the month. You can place in your sources. You can get a better understanding maybe of what you can set up for yourself within your settings if you're a diamond level user. So please go into those and fine tune those. That way you can get the most out of your dashboard. So here in our dashboard, we can see quite a lot. And I will let you know, guys, I will be coming backwards and forwards from our dashboard so we can see how much this product does and where we can find more. We can find all of our numbers and everything that we're doing in the system, follow through to our dashboard as well. In Lettings BDM, our final navigation tips are just in our main menu here. We can see our dashboard, our leads, our tools that include Link Builder, Tenant Calculator, Leads Importer, and our Virtual Listing Kit. Our appraisals are here and our marketing modules. If you're a diamond level user, you'll be able to find your messages and also your settings as well. All right, so that is our dashboard, guys. We're next going to follow through to our second section, which is going to talk about our leads and how we manage and communicate with our leads as well. So the way that we can find them is in Lettings BDM, leads, and you guessed it, leads. Now, if we're thinking about how do we get our leads in the first place, the most common way that we're going to find our leads coming through is through REA and domain. When people put inquiries through there, it will capture and pull into your leads grid here. You could also bulk upload your leads. If you've got a bunch of contacts or a bunch of leads in the office, maybe on a piece of paper or in another spreadsheet, I highly encourage you guys to use our tools and our leads importer so we can bulk upload them and we're managing them in the right place in the one place. So that's always a good tip to have. If you're looking to see where you can manually upload your leads yourself, maybe you're in an admin role and you're looking to just pop in the leads manually once the phone call comes in, maybe, you can always add them in via create new prospective landlord. And manually there, you can pop them in. Okay, so that is where we can receive our leads and where they might come from. All our leads will sit inside our grid. And looking at our grid, first of all, guys, always come into your I button and select the column that you'd like to see every day. Make it your own. Everyone's a little bit different. Every agency is a little bit different on what they like to see. So what you can do is untick or tick the items that you'd like to see, or you can drag and drop and change the order as well. Always click on Save View because we can't automatically save, and that will make sure that your grid is exactly how you'd like to see it. When it comes to filtering our leads, we can come into each of these columns here and click on them, and you're able to also filter through this way as well. You can pop in someone's name and click on search, and I've got 2 Daniels there, or you can clear the search and start again. This is the same for our properties and our lead statuses if you'd like to just go through specific leads that have a status on them that you're looking for. That is how we can filter through our leads there. Moving forward to how we can learn a little bit more about our contact card. We're going to jump inside Sam Green's. Here is our contact card, guys. And I'm going to start from the top and talk a little bit about our tabs here, just so we get a better understanding of how we can put more information here and the benefits that come with them with doing that. Here I've got Sam Green's name, and on the side we can change the temperature if we want to allocate a temperature there. And click on save. Next, we have our lead statuses. All of our lead statuses will be here and you can change them around here. Now, guys, you will find me harp on a lot about lead statuses, only because it's probably one of the most important things you're going to learn about today. Our lead statuses are super important when it comes to managing our leads in this product. A lot of this product is revolved around what lead status we have allocated against a lead itself. So I please encourage you to make sure all of our leads are accurate with the right lead status there. We can see our messages and add a message there. We'll send a message, sorry, and email the client or SMS. And we can also add a note, a file, campaign, linked lead, or virtual listing kit. Starting in our summary page, guys, we'll get our initial details of our contacts. And of course, in any section here, you can always click on the purple edit button and edit any of the information that you need to. You can also see your recent activity and add a note. Linked leads. If you've completed an appraisal, you can see them sitting in here, or you can book it from here. Inquiries is a really important one for you guys. This is a test account, so it's not going to show you what you guys might see, but inquiries are important for you guys because you'll be able to understand exactly what property or they inquired from REA or domain, for example. So you can see that inquiry sit inside there. At the top, we can see a little bit more about activity, so a better timeline of what's happened, change statuses, notes that have been added, what's happened in the past. If we're coming back to this lead months later, what happened? What did we negotiate in the past? We can see that all in here. We can also see a bit about our property and our initial details. However, we can also add in more details. We can add additional details like the date available or is the property vacant or tenanted? We can see management information and add that in and some further appraisal information if we've already done it. Financial details, so we can add our fees against the lead if we have already negotiated them or we know what they're going to be. And to do that, guys, you can come into fees, 3 dots, set ideal. You've already got them set up in your settings and click on save. Files is where you can add any sort of file from the lead. If you have pool certs, strata bylaws, and MA, you can add them into this system. That way we're filing everything in the one place. So you can add them in by clicking on add file. Campaigns, if they've got a campaign added against them, you'll be able to manage them, the campaign specifically for this lead in here. And you have access to your virtual listing kits here too, if you want to use that. So that's a little bit about how to manage our contact card within our lead. And like I said, highly encourage you guys to make sure our lead statuses are updated and all of the information has been placed in against that lead as much as possible. Now, before I finish up on our leads topic, I do want to let you guys know that we have an integration with our Reaper PM product. If you are a client who has Reaper PM, formerly known as Console Cloud, and you have Lettings BDM, you guys can integrate the two systems together. If you want to learn a little bit more about that, our team's going to pop through an article on how to connect it and get the most out of it. What it is basically is that you can feed your lead information, including the contact details and the property, straight into your PMS, straight into your property management system, which is saving quite a lot of time when it comes to data entry. You guys know how long it takes to put all those details into our property management systems. This is going to help you a great deal, and it's a great integration. If you've got any questions about it, guys, please use the chat. Our team is there to help you. All right. So moving forward to our next section, which is going to be about appraisals. Quick question for you guys. Do you use Lettings BDM for your appraisals? Maybe you use something else. Maybe you're looking for something to add to your processes to make sure that you've got everything in one system. Well, Lettings BDM have a really great appraisal system. The way that we could get started on it though is to come into Lettings BDM, appraisals, and we can start by creating our ideal week. That is the first step when it comes to appraisals in this system. Click on ideal week and select the team member that you would like to add the ideal week for. Now, you may be wondering, what is an ideal week? Why do I need it? Why is it the first step, Taylor? Well, the ideal week is really great to get you started on making sure that you are opening up your calendar on the days of the week and time blocks that you're happy to do appointments for your appraisals. Now, every agency is different. You might be happy to just do every day, no matter what time. But some agencies might like to block out times and days. Maybe only on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, I'm going to do appraisals. And I have different shifts. Maybe I do, I'm happy to do a block in the morning and a block in the afternoon. And I leave some time in the middle of the day to come back to the office and do some admin work. It really is what you make it. You will, if you're starting from scratch, you will have a screen that looks like this, guys, and you can get started on it straight away. Start here by selecting your team member. So it might be yourself. And you can start in the three dots here, clicking on new entry. So starting with my day, I'm going to think about what day I like to do appointments. I'm happy to do my appointments on Tuesdays. And I'm happy to start from 9 a.m. And I'm going to do to 12 o'clock because at 12, I'm going to come back to the office. I might need to do some catch up work, pop some information into the system, have some lunch as well, have a break. So you can place that in as a morning shift, for example. I'm going to put a couple of more entries in. I won't take up too much of your time, guys. I'm going to put in another entry for Tuesday and I'm going to start in the afternoon. Happy to open up my calendar between 2 and 5. One more. I'm going to do an entry for Wednesday, starting from, I'm happy to do from 9 o'clock to maybe all day, 5 o'clock. So it's really either way. It doesn't matter. You can create as many entries that you would like, make it what you'd like it to be, maybe according to what your current processes are, or maybe you're starting fresh and you want to start from here and you want to make it brand new. Once you're done with this, guys, please make sure that you click on these active buttons. It's really important because once we create our ideal week, it will not show on our appraisal links that I'm going to show you in a minute unless you've activated those dates and time blocks. So once I'm done, I have added my entries, I have selected my days and my time to and from, and I've activated it as well for Jane. I'm ready to go and start sending out my appraisal link or using it for myself to book in appraisals over the phone. So, second step to appraisals is the link. I'm going to go back into my leads, and I'm going to show you how you can book in appraisals. Clicking on my entry here for Sam, appraisal. I have my appraisal tool. Book the appraisal for 25 Kent. And it's going to be with Sam. What I'm going to do is click on generate appraisal link, and there it is. Now, there are two different ways agents like to use this link we find in training. Sometimes agents are more than happy to send out that link and let people book in appointments for themselves using the ideal week that they've created. But there are some agencies that say, no, I don't want that. I am happy to book in the appointment on the phone. That way I can control that a little bit more for myself. Either way, it doesn't matter. I'm going to show you what it's going to look like from an agent perspective, but you'll also like be able to see a little bit about what the client will see too. So with this link, you can copy it and pop it in an email and send it to a client. Or you can click on it yourself and you'll get your internal user mode. Now, don't be fooled. This is also what your clients will see, except they won't have an internal user mode. They'll have that taken out, for example. They will see your logo. This is my logo. And the 2 steps, really quick and easy, guys. All we need to do is see the property appraisal, so the property address that applies to the appraisal, and we can put in our meeting location. It might be a cafe around the corner, or we might be meeting at the property. I'm going to do a walkthrough at the same time, whatever you need. Click on next. And here is the second step, guys. Now, with the calendar override, this will only be for you as an agent. Only you will see the calendar override and have the ability to do it. Your clients will not see this button. That is the only difference of this screen here in the second step. So if I'm a client, I will see select a day and I will see the days that you are available per your ideal week. So I'm happy to do Monday the 1st. And here are all the times that I've selected that I'm available on Mondays. So as a client, I can click into 9:30 because I'm happy to do 9:30. And I can click on submit. Clicking on submit, guys, your meeting is now booked. What will happen from there is that you will get an email advising you that a new booking has been created. So you will still get advised of that, the time and date as well. And your client will too. So your client will get an email saying, thanks for the booking. This is when it is. They'll also get a calendar invite, which is super great and just what we need when it comes to those type of appointments and remembering those appointments too. So making sure that you're aware that everyone's getting contacted correctly and that a booking for the appraisal is done. Now, like I said, just reminding you, we can copy and paste this link into an email, or we can click on it ourselves and book in the appraisal, or we can give it to a client and they can see the same screen and book in themselves. So that is how we can book our appraisals. Now, once those appraisals are booked, where can we find them? Coming into Lettings BDM and appraisals, you actually have your own grid that has everything in there for you. Sorry, guys. There we go. So you have your own grid that goes with it. And of course, if you would like to rearrange your grid, please do. Please do. That way you're seeing exactly what you'd like to see. Otherwise, I can see my dates. These are past ones, and the green are showing my current ones coming up. And in here, we also have these 3 dots. I'm showing you this today, guys, is because you can also reschedule and cancel. Sometimes things happen and we need to do that. So you can choose to reschedule or you can cancel. And when we do this, it will be letting the client know the change. It will advise them via email. Very common question that we get in training. Will the client be known about the changes? Yes, they will be. So you can go ahead and make your changes from there. So that is your appraisal screen. Now, before I finish appraisals, I want to show you how these bookings translate onto your dashboard. Jumping back to what I talked about at the very beginning. So talking about our dashboard, I've created those bookings. Here I can see that number was 2 before when we started. Now it is at 3 because I've booked that appraisal. How great is that? You can see everything on your dashboard accurately once we're using this system a little bit more, especially when it comes to our appraisals. Okay. So that is all about our appraisals. Our last little bit is I'm going to talk about is our appraisal feedback. Sorry, guys, before I finish on appraisals, is our appraisal feedback. We've completed the appraisal. They're done. Afterwards, we should be coming back to our computer and completing our appraisal feedback, or you may have an email turned on to get an email asking you to complete it, and the link will be there in your email as well. Either way, you will find an appraisal feedback form that looks like this. What I'm going to do is say this person is proceeding and I've completed the appraisal. And here I can put all of my appraisal results. Why am I doing this? Why is it important? It's important because it means that all of our information is in the one system, which is the most important part about this product and the best part about it is so we can have everything all in the one place. We're documenting everything accurately and on time. And with that comes a bunch of automations. We're going to let the client know exactly where they're up to. So you can see that here. Update lead. Who was it conducted by? When was the appraisal date? I can change the temperature if I wanted to. Here, the lead status will automatically click over to appraisal complete and proceeding, which is great because we want to let the client know that they're the next steps and advise myself where they are in the workflow. And I can see a follow-up date if I want to create one. I can also put in more property details, additional details, financials. Maybe we negotiated other fees, not our ideal fees. I can place them in here. And finally, we can add in any appraisal notes. All of this information, guys, is only for you and your team that have access to Repeat Lettings BDM. It is not for the client. So I just want to advise you of that. Sometimes we get asked about that. Once that's done, submit back to IRE or what we call Repeat Lettings BDM now, and your feedback is completed. Even if you didn't win the property or the management or the appraisal, it's always good to still put in your feedback so you can document how you went. Later down the track, they might come back around and you can see what was negotiated back then or the notes that you placed in back then as well. So that's why either way, it's really important to place that information in our appraisal feedback. Okay, finishing up on appraisals, guys, we're going to talk about our contact sessions. So in our contact sessions, what they are is for our prospecting time. When it's time to sit down and go through a bunch of our leads, contact them, write some notes, and burn through all those calls that we need to. So to do that and get started on a contact session, clicking on Lettings BDM, Leads, and Leads. Here is all of my leads, and I might start by placing in a filter. So I might want to look at those that are new leads first, or new leads manual. Clicking on search. I've got a few. Perfect. So from there, I can use the ticker boxes. Now, for training purposes, so I'm not talking your ear off for too long. I'm just going to do the two, but of course, in a real circumstance, in a real estate, you're probably going to go through quite a few. So maybe you might do 20 at a time or whatever it might be. But for training circumstances, I'm just going to have the two here. And to start a contact session, I can click on the little icon here, start a contact session, and get started. Here is your contact session. What is being presented to you is a little bit about the lead, so contact details, recent activity, the property address that they have as an investment property, any lead details that you have put in the past, and any appraisals that have been done in the past as well, or linked leads. So from there, what you would do is jump on the phone or you're contacting them via email or SMS, however you choose to do so. Finish up with that, come to your contact session, and you're going to place in what your results were. Was it a call? Was it an email? Or was it an SMS? For this one, I'm going to say I called them. I called Daniel. And what was my result? They asked for a callback. And I might say, didn't have time to talk at the moment. Call back this afternoon. Making sure we put in our notes, guys, and we have our updates. Now, you don't have to have a follow-up date. You can click on no follow-up date, but automatically the system's already going to forward date your follow-up date for you, which is really helpful. We also have our lead temperature that you can edit here. And of course, again, we can change our lead status. If you don't want to, you don't have to. You can click on save and next, and that's going to take me to my next contact. If you need to access the full lead again, go through the whole lead itself, you can do so by clicking on view full lead, and you'll go back to that contact card that we talked about earlier. Here is again all of the contact details I need. Jump on the phone, called them or emailed them. I'm going to say this one was emailed, Alana, and they've said got no answer. Emailed, check in. No follow-up date needed for this one. Change the temperature to maybe cold or cool. And I can change the status as well, guys. Finishing up on my contact session, you can save and end. If you have more than one, you also have the ability to skip. If you don't need to contact that person, you can skip on to the next person. But once we're done with a contact session, please click on the save and end. That way, your contact session is completed. Now, the benefits of completing a contact session. Why do I need to do this? The answer is a couple of reasons. Number one, again, is to document everything in the one place. So again, you want to use Lettings BDM to its full capacity. So everything that it does, use the contact sessions to use it for your documenting on how you're going with your prospecting. Secondly, contact sessions help create those numbers again in our dashboard. It helps us understand where we're at with our calls, how many calls we've connected with, our call success rate, how many contact sessions we did. Maybe you're a manager here in our session today and you want to be able to manage and understand how your team is going with their prospecting. Contact sessions is a great way to do that, to getting your team to do that, and you be able to understand where their numbers are at. So because I've done a contact session, guys, we're going to go back to, I'm going to close this off and we're going to go back to our dashboard and dashboard. And as you can see, my contact sessions are starting to develop here. I can see contacts made, calls connected, calls connect rate, appointments that were booked from a call success rate, and down here we've got total contacts, calls made, email sent, and SMS sent. All those numbers will not generate unless you're using our contact sessions. So that's why it's so important to do it. You won't have accurate numbers here unless they're completed through a contact session. Okay, let's jump to another section here, which is back inside my PowerPoint. Sorry, guys, some technical difficulties. I'm going to jump over. Let's recap. That's where I want to get at. So, what did we do today? We gained a better understanding of our dashboard and our navigation of Lettings BDM. We learned how to manage and communicate with our leads. We learned about adding and managing our appraisals, and we talked about creating contact sessions. So, with that in mind, I have a another poll for you. Technical difficulties. I'm going to launch that next poll for you guys. All right, so I'm going to send over that poll now. And what we're asking for is, what topic did you find most beneficial? Was it the dashboard, managing your leads grid, or appraisals, contact sessions? I can see a couple of answers there. Thank you so much, guys, for doing that for us. Really great to learn what you thought. I'm going to leave that there for a couple of more seconds. I can see there's a few of you there still. Thank you so much. Okay, I'm going to end that poll now. Jumping to our section here about our training. Now, if you felt like today you needed some more training, we have a large PM team. They're all on here today, including myself. And what we do also, other than our webinars, we actually have one-on-one sessions with our clients too. So if you're feeling like you need some more one-on-one training, maybe you have a larger BDM team that you feel like would really benefit with some Q&A talking about your Lettings BDM product, how to better use it for the team, contact us via the chat maybe, or you can use this email address here and we can have a chat from there.